Erik, this is always one of my favourite moments in the season. You've had about 5 games now to assess your team and assess your start, but then we start bringing in the European nights as well. So I want to ask the manager, how are you feeling so far? And obviously knowing that the European nights are coming back to Old Trafford as well.
Uh, we had really had to fought for it last season to be in, and so it's such a great feeling after winning the FA Cup final that we are in Europe, and this club, of course, they belong in Europe, and it would be a huge miss if you are not there. So yeah, we are really looking forward. 8 games to play in Europe, and we want to be there, we want to compete there, and we want to win.
And within the new season, immediately what comes to me is the consistencies defensively. So many clean sheets. Was that a building block? Was that something that you really wanted to establish this year from the start, being solid from the back?
But the year before, we had our keeper David De Gea won the Golden Glove, and we are capable of, if we have a consistent back four, we can do this. And in this moment, the players are available. We can pick the team, but of course, there's also work, and we worked into some tactics about rules in defending game, about rules in pressing. And when we do this right as a team, you can take the pressure off the back line, but definitely it helps a lot when your back four is available and we can work on the consistency.
You tell me about the dynamic of the club right now and how you're feeling. I mean, it feels like from your energy, you seem really positive, really upbeat. I had a little look at the press conference earlier. Everything seems to be going in the right direction. But you tell me about the dynamics. How do you feel?
Yeah, that's the feeling here. At Carrington, we have a good team, there's a good dynamic, there's a good spirit all over in the club to be successful. And we know we are not there where we want to be, and we have to work hard, but everyone, there's a positive around us, that vibe, everyone wants to cooperate, we want to be together, and we have a strategy how to do it.
How do you approach these European nights? Because they're so special. You know, they're special to the club, they're special to yourself, and just the legacy of European football. So how do you approach mentally the difference of European nights here at Old Trafford?
I always enjoyed European football. You have to compete with opponents from different cultures, different football cultures, so the different leagues, so different players. So you really have to put the effort in to know teams, to know their philosophy, and that's so nice. But of course also on such European nights often there comes in a certain vibe, and when you embrace that vibe, then your team can lift up, can improve, and you feel stronger after such night when you get the success.
I'm so glad that you spoke about the vibe and how special this is, because this is a special moment for you as well. Not only being the Man United manager, but your relationship with 20 overall. What do you remember in terms of the nostalgia of playing for that club over a number of periods of time, and just your overall feeling for the club?
So many memories, and it's too much to talk about. But I had great memories when I attended there as a fan. I remember that I was taken as child first time to the club just after the World Cup in '78, and when World Cup players who are attended in Buenos Aires in the final were there on that moment in that stadium. And as a child, it always stays with you.
When you talk about your different journeys that you've had with that club, you've had it from the playing perspective, you understand from the coaching perspective, you understand the ins and outs of 20. How do you take the experiences that you had there and then bring it into a special night with Man United?
And it is also when you know so much about the club and about the team, don't take too much. You have to find the balance. And we are Manchester United. We have our own style, and tomorrow we have to play our game.
So when tomorrow the night comes, what's the first thing you want to see from your team, especially on the front foot? What do you want to see?
And not only tomorrow. And so in every game, we want to play proactive, we want to play dynamic, and so we want to play on the front foot. And so we want to take the initiative, and that is what I expect from my players to do.
I only have 2 more questions for you, because people don't realise maybe how integrated you are into this history. Even key figures in this club like Steve McLaren, You two have had that relationship where you've been his assistant, and then of course he's been your assistant. If you had one word or one bit of advice from Steve going into tomorrow night's game, what do you think he would say to you?
Always, Steve always giving me advices, and so because he's so experienced. But what Steve always will tell me, and stick with yourself, stick to the plan, and then you will be fine.
And finally, because European nights at Old Trafford is something that I'm going to experience for the first time, but you've had that nostalgia, you understand being an established manager in Europe. What are you expecting in terms of the energy just before kickoff, that moment where the fans and the club and the players all connect? What's that like?
That is every time when I walk in Old Trafford, when you come out of the tunnel, that is always a special moment. And I think that is for every player, every manager who's coming out of the tunnel. That is a special moment for every game. But yeah, when you go in Europe and it's a start from a new season. Also, we have also to take revenge in this competition. I think we will be strongly motivated to do tomorrow well. To gather the points, first game so important in every league. So yeah, we will be very competitive and highly motivated to keep the points here in United, in Manchester.
Thank you for letting me take you down memory lane, man. I appreciate you. Always a pleasure, Erik.
You're welcome.